Okay. Remember, guys, we are 4 guys on the couch, and this is our last topic, and it is Chris Skelton.
Yes, it is. Alright, so I think the next World Cup has already been set where it's at.
Russia.
But, yeah, Russia. So what I would like to talk about is the dangers of leaving and going off to different places like Brazil, like Russia, and
Not just the World Cup.
No, yeah, not just the World Cup, but like, what are the dangers that you oversee in national events, but going over to other countries? So, I heard, I think it's just a rumor right now, but I've heard like a lot of people have not so much getting abducted, but there was a threat of getting abducted by going to Brazil and watching the games and being an American in foreign territories like that. And like, I can understand it because a lot of Americans only speak English, and so they're going over to Brazil and they don't realize that they speak Portuguese, and they probably maybe know Spanish, and that'll help them out a little bit. But like, there's so many easy ways to get abducted, to get like killed.
Yeah, it's gonna be like an insult, like, ¿por qué?
Yeah.
Americano. Americano. Yeah.
So,
But I'll even broaden the topic. What are other international events where that poses dangers to?
Even one of the highest rates of abductions in the United States is at the Super Bowl every year.
Yeah, and that's even in our own country. There's
Our
people
own
going
country.
from state to a different state.
Yeah.
Like we're
And there's the risk of being trafficked.
yeah.
There's also the I heard that around the Super Bowl time as well. That's when all the pimps gather. That's just
Pimps gather.
It's the Super Bowl for the teams, and then it's the Super Bowl for them as well.
Yeah.
You know, because let's face it, the world is depraved like that. You know, you're going to watch a sport in another state, but the very fact that we're still that kind of society where it's like, well, I still need to scratch an itch, so I'm going to go with,
Right.
you know.
I think it's just in a lot of national events, it's just opportunity. You know, there's always opportunity from both sides, good and evil. So there's always some opportunity, and I think like some risks, you know, terrorism threats, you know, security is a big issue. Like one of the games actually in Brazil, there was
the Chile, was it Chile?
Yeah, Chilean fans. Yeah, the Chilean fans tried to break through. I don't know. And they did.
Collapse
the wall and everything. So those were the fans.
Yeah.
Those were not even like actual organized terrorist groups.
Right.
Those are fans. So, and you know if those are just fans, then imagine when an actual organized, you know,
Yeah,
terrorist
I like
group
this
decides to just go ahead if they can.
Exactly. So, like, and it's like, I don't know. Speaking of terrorism plots, like okay.
Oh,
Oh no, the struggles.
Another like speaking of terrorism plots, you'd even go one step further and be like, all right, let's say we're going to Brazil, America's going to Brazil. What if like the CIA or somebody brings in somebody and is like, oh, we're just a fan going to the games, and then all of a sudden like we're trying to overthrow the government.
Wow.
Something that I'm sorry, Toby.
It escalated quickly.
We're gonna fix this. Keep on talking. Actually, I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
If you saw, they talked about this during the Nigeria podcast, or you know, disappear now. Okay. But during the game, they talked about how
There was a bomb blast.
There's a bomb blast. 14 people were killed in their home country
Trying to watch the game.
Trying to watch the game. And if you notice, if you've been watching ESPN, they've been showing off like the big fan zones they've had in Brazil.
Yeah.
It's prime spot. If a terrorist wants to do something, there's all these people here, and you know, like people, not in America because we're not cool, but a lot of other nations, like I know, like in Spain, they have outside of Real Madrid Stadium, they have the giant thing. They have the giant jumbotrons showing the game. These are the struggles. Yeah, they see everything. Everything that's on there is what they see. They realize our struggles.
Yeah.
The voice still goes through though. That's all.
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
That's good. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Just a lot goes on. You know, always opportunity to do something. You know, and honestly, it's just the way the world is. I guess right now, especially in these end times. You know, there's a lot that's just gonna be going down. You know, and I think upcoming in Russia. I'm not exactly sure about how Russia is. I believe it's pretty stable, right? Except for the vodka, they still have that.
Well, you know, they're anti-gay. Sochi was a disaster.
Yeah, so here's Sochi was a disaster. Yeah.
But most of it's going to be in Eastern Russia, though. Like Moscow has a